So in front of us we have a 2021 release from Herpa Wings. Can this be the cream of the crop, or will it be yet another Herpa Wings disappointment? We'll find out right after the drop. So with that, hello and welcome to a new episode of Review, where we today will take a closer look at an Airbus A320-200 of CSA Czech Airlines. At the front of the box we have the cutout, so we can get a glimpse of the aircraft model inside, and at the top of the box we have the CSA Czech Airlines branding. The backside of the box, once more a huge disappointment, another cutout, completely pointless, does not protect my model, and just looks horrible. Herpa, please stop this nonsense. And here she is, the Airbus A320-200 in the brand new 2020 livery of CSA Czech Airlines. So this was probably not the aircraft model that most collectors would have expected when hearing about a new CSA release. I think most collectors would have expected an A319 from Herpa Wings, but in the end we got yet another A320. So we should take a closer look to see if it is actually worth getting. So for that we are starting off with the tail section, where we on the vertical stabilizer find the new and slightly reworked Czech Airlines branding. On the fuselage we then find another new detail to the livery, which is the addition of the writing of Smart Wings Group. We have the aircraft type specification, the flag of the European Union, the flag of the Czech Republic, and the full registration code, as well as some detailing around the APU exhaust at the very tail of the aircraft. At the front of the aircraft and across the fuselage we then again have the CSA Czech Airlines branding, and we do also next to the cabin door have a little Sky Team logo, of which CSA is a full member. The cockpit section itself is rather bare-boned. We have the cockpit windows and the window wipers printed on, and that's about it. The engine nacelles have been given the red CSA coloring, which is a nice aspect of the livery. They have the silver leading edge, but that's all for printed detailing, which in my opinion is just not enough. Where Herpa is doing well or better is with the physical detailing of the engines. That I think looks rather well, especially when we look into the engines from the front, where we can see the engine fan blades. Then moving on to the fuselage just above the wings, we find the emergency exits have been printed on, which leads us straight to the wings, which we should also take a closer look at, starting off with the top side, where we can see the different flaps, slats and spoilers have been carved out very nicely. We do also have some different shades of grey for additional detailing, and also the markings for the emergency exits have been printed on as well. The underside of the wings I think looks decent as well. Here we also find the full registration code of the aircraft. My highlight on the wings, however, are the wingtip fences, where I think Herpa really does excel with their work. And then we have the landing gear, and that should be a point that I could gloss over rather quickly, but I can't. It should just be the standard landing gear that Herpa uses for all the A320s. In a way it is. However, the front landing gear just looks miserable. It's way too big compared to the main landing gear, and of course when it's mounted like this, I mean, what can I say? And yeah, if Herpa quality control actually existed, they would have caught this before the model left the factory, and I would have been able to see this lovely printed detail on the belly of the aircraft unobstructed. And then last but not least, we do also have the doors to the cargo compartments printed on this aircraft model in the back of the aircraft, and also here at the front of the aircraft. So there we have it, the Airbus A320-200 in the new 2020 livery of CSA Czech Airlines in scale 1:500 of Herpa Wings. And what can we say about this aircraft model? I mean, the first thing I have to say is just the fact that Herpa has made the wrong model. They should have made an A319, but obviously they missed the opportunity of doing that when the A319 was still active in the fleet of CSA. But still, I bet that 90% of any collector would have preferred an A319 from CSA over an A320. And unfortunately, it seems like I have to point out once again that Herpa Wings apparently does not have any quality control, because how a model could leave the factory with a front landing gear mounted like this is beyond me. And the list goes on, because even though it has a nice print quality, there are no details in the print. If you take away any details from this model, you would not recognize it as an aircraft anymore. And all that is a shame, because the aircraft model does have some strength. I mean, the wings look great, and also the shape of the cockpit section for once looks better. They have not changed the mold, but they have clearly worked on how they're grinding the blank, and it just looks much more like an A320. Is it perfect? By no means, but it's much better than we have seen with so many other A320 family aircraft releases from Herpa Wings recently. So at the end of the day, we have an underwhelming aircraft that is of the wrong aircraft type and retails at €27, which is a ridiculous price. So I can understand collectors that say, nah, I'm gonna skip this one. Now with that, we have reached the end of today's episode. If you have enjoyed this video, then don't forget to leave a like, that would be very much appreciated. And of course, if you are new around here, why not hit subscribe, that would be absolutely awesome. With that, I'd like to say thank you so much for watching, hope to see you soon again. I'm checking out, and bye.